What is up, y'all? Welcome back to Daytona. Second week in a row, we are under the bright lights here. Oh boy, this is going to be a wild one, folks, as we are getting ready to kick off the second race of the season for the Superstar League of Racing here at Daytona on the oval this time. Last week we ran at the road course, and this week we're under the bright lights. As you can see, the lights reflecting off the cars. Absolutely beautiful, man. But we're under the bright lights of Daytona now. Once again, late night racing here at Daytona. It's going to be a quick one. Only half the length of the Daytona 500. 15 laps. This will be a quick but wild one here. Now, let's look at your starting lineup. On the pole, Sam Hornish Jr. Starting to his outside is the 20 of Tony Stewart. Then we got the 2 of Kyle Busch. Wow, I'm tripping. The 5 of Kyle Busch, the 9 of Scott Dixon. Rounding out the top 5. Did we skip a whole row somehow? Wow. Rounding out the top 5. 13 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that All-Star car this weekend, Elio Castroneves starting to his outside. Then we got Rusty Wallace and Mark Martin. Then it's Steve Kinser and Jimmy Johnson. Up next we got Kurt Busch and Frank Kimmel. Scott Sharp and Ryan Newman. And then rounding out the field is Kevin Harvick and Chris Mack. So, a big mix of experience here, but drivers about to experience Daytona for the first time here on the big oval. The green flag is waving, and we're racing under the lights here at the world center of racing. How about Scott Dixon? He ain't afraid. He's going to get right up there behind the 20 of Tony Stewart. Runs a little bit high entering the corner, right behind him there. And that's one thing these guys are going to have to get used to. When you're that close behind somebody, you cannot see what's in front of them. So sometimes you might get caught off guard entering the corner a little quicker than you expected. These drivers are going to have to adapt to that very quickly here. As look at the 5 car. Kyle Busch won on the road course a week ago. Now back here on the oval looking to win it again. He moves to the lead of the race. On the inside of the racetrack here, off of turn number 4, coming to the stripe, it's going to be all young Kyle Busch leading at the line with the 13 of Dale Jr. loyal to his back bumper right behind him. Jr. moved over to that 88 car for Hendrick Motorsports, replacing the 5, which was formerly driven by Kyle Busch. Now Kyle still driving the 5 here this season. One car dipped down on the apron back there, I guess to get some clean air on the grill. And it's Chris Mack in that black and red number 97 machine. That's a little bit off the bumper of the car in front of him. Looks like he might be taking it easy and getting used to the repave here. And how aggressive the racing, how aggressive the pushing is going to be now that the track has been repaved. But gotta remember, it's not quite a smooth ride, even though it has just been repaved. We've been testing all through the off. Oh, car in the wall. Looks like Chris Mack got a bad bump from behind. He gets up into the outside wall. They're 5 wide for a split second. But ever since the repave was completed, we've been testing, and we got a crash hard into the inside wall. It's the 11 of Scott Sharp. Jimmy Johnson involved as well. He took a harmless spin to the inside. Sharp, though, took a wallop of a lick to that inside wall, and I hope he is okay. Looks like he's getting out of that thing now. It's a good sign to see him getting out. Remember, these cars got to be just as safe as the MG Cup Series cars, especially here at this track, because things like that can happen. Man, that was a violent wreck. A huge hit into the inside wall for the left front of Scott Sharp's car, and he does climb out under his own power. He is okay. Let's take a look at what just happened here. As I bring it back, and looks like Jimmy Johnson. Oh yeah, just caught Sharp in the left rear quarter panel. Caught him at the wrong time, right across the nose of Scott Dixon, who's just trying to get his feet wet in this style of racing here. And then comes across the nose of Dixon again here. Dixon already had the wheel cranked to the right, trying to save that thing from hitting the inside wall. And that just sent that that 11 car straight to that inside safer barrier, which thank goodness that's there, as we do have safer barrier there now. And most of that grass back there has been removed as well. Or not grass, it was concrete. It's straight up asphalt now. Brand new asphalt to help slow these cars down and have more grip on the tires back there rather than just having some concrete, you know. Going from asphalt to concrete, that transition change, maybe the concrete has more or less grip than the asphalt, usually less. So they went ahead and paved that over with more asphalt. So yeah, definitely a good safety measure there. But that 11 car didn't even look like it tried to slow down. As we go back and watch it again here on the back straightaway one last time. Let's watch Scott Sharp here. Sharp just gets hooked again. Boom! Right into the inside wall. Man, that is a vicious hit. But as I said, luckily he is okay. Climbed out under his own power, so thank goodness. Let's get this thing back underway now, shall we? We don't have much time here in these races. We can't spend all day under caution, so we're gonna have to figure out how to make these caution processes a little bit quicker. But now the field's starting to double back up. Double file once again here at the World Center of Racing, getting ready to kick things off once again for the second week of Thursday Thunder. And no, this is not a weekly series. This won't be. It's just happened to be 2 back-to-back weeks right here. The next race will be at Richmond later on in the year. Pace car dives on the pit road. Green flag is back in the air. We're racing once again. Through 1 and 2 for the first time. Once again here. Getting back up to speed. Drivers trying to figure out where they want to go and trying to get bunched back up here. As you see Scott Dixon in the back. After getting a little bit of damage in that first wreck, he's trying to find his way in line. Chris Mack on his outside gets clear of him. Dixon, oh, contact up front. Racing for the lead very aggressively here. It's I believe that's the 6 of Kevin Harvick. Yeah, it is Harvick. And Ryan Newman almost got hooked there by Harvick. They keep it straight after clipping the apron. Harvick lost all his momentum, trying not to wreck that 6 car. And now 2 cars caught out on the outside with no help, trying to work their way back up. If they can get nose to tail and try to catch any bits of draft as these guys come back up the track in front of them. And now the inside line gets opened up as everybody has moved up to block the top 2 lanes. Now back down to the bottom, trying to block the bottom lane. Is this the shortest way around the track? Trouble, contact, around goes Mark Martin. Huge crash, and 1 car is on his roof. That's the 46 of Frank Kimmel doing barrel rolls, wild flips down the front straightaway for Frank Kimmel. Caution is out once again in another big wreck here in the Superstar League of Racing. Man, that was violent. Caution is out in a big way, and it may result in a red flag as the big one strikes. And let's take it back here and see just how this got started. Chris Mack a little loose back there as he clipped the apron and was trying to hang on to that thing. Finally gets that thing straightened out. And look at Mark Martin getting hooked onto the apron of the racetrack. Slides back up. Jimmy Johnson gets hooked by Tony Stewart. Everybody just slides up into the outside wall. Those cars riding along in the outside lane just get sandwiched with nowhere to go. You see Kimmel getting propped up onto his side, then rolls over. The car starts to bite and tumble. Wild wreck for Frank Kimmel. It didn't have much momentum at first, but then it bounced a weird way right there. Just picked up some momentum there and started rolling way quicker than it was at first. Let's back it up and watch it one more time here. This time in full speed. You see Kimmel upside down already there. Landed on top of somebody. Now he's flipping and rolling. Look at that. Wow. Man, what a wreck for Frank Kimmel. Red flag is out. We're going to take a few onboards here. Starting off with Kevin Harvick. Every car in the field has an onboard, by the way. So, riding along with Harvick here on the top side of the track. Just gets squeezed up into the outside wall. Nothing he could do about it. Looking back there, you can see the 46 flipping and rolling. Now let's watch Steve Kinser's on board. So that, nothing he could do. Kinser along for the ride. Now let's ride on board with the 3 of Mark Martin. Oh, right in the camera. Right in the camera. Knocked the camera right out, right at the best part. We were gonna get a good view of that 46 car. Riding on board with Jimmy Johnson now. You can see Kimmel's got propped up and over he went, just rolling over and over and over and over and over. Man, that is not what you want to see out of your windshield. But I think Johnson got out of there relatively clean compared to most of these other guys. I mean, it's pretty much unscathed. So watch it one last time. Got 5 clean cars completely avoiding that wreck. The rest of them, kind of, sort of. I mean, they're not bent up too bad. I mean, Hornish looks good for the most part. Rusty Wallace looks good. Jimmy Johnson, he seems okay. A little bit of rear end damage for him. Right side damage. Dale Jr. is good for the most part. Oh yeah, he's all good. Tony Stewart's got some rear end damage, but they can go in there and fix that. Kurt Busch seems fine. Steve Kinser might have some rear damage. Mark Martin got rolled over there. Harvick's got some rear end damage. So the only car to be taken out of the race from that wreck is Frank Kimmel. We're going to jump back into things here. Oh boy. 3 laps to go here on this restart. Things are about to get wild here from Daytona. What a way to kick off the season. What an exciting first 2 races. And man, this is going to be wild. Green flag is back in the air. We're racing once again. And what a jump on the outside for the 4 Newman there. Ryan Newman. Great jump on the restart. Can he hop down in front of Elio Castroneves? Maybe he doesn't trust that 12 car quite as much. He's going to fall back, hoping somebody's going to go with him here. And it looks like the 97 of Chris Mack will. Mack and Newman hooking up, trying to get nose to tail. Now Chris Mack pushing. Those cars, the bumpers don't really line up too well. Got to hit them square in the middle of that back bumper for them to go anywhere. And Chris Mack trying to do just that. Now Newman gets underneath. Here comes Chris Mack following through. Ryan Newman and Chris Mack working well together. Two cars getting together further back as they're trying to get together and trying to figure out who's going to be where. Looks like Hornish might be down on power, and that held these guys up quite a bit. 5 cars out in front, though, with a shot to win this thing. Ryan Newman goes back to the front. Elio Castroneves with a run down the back straightaway. They both move up to block Elio, and now Elio trying to clear Kyle Busch. If Elio can get by Busch, maybe he'll have a shot to get up there and challenge. Chris Mack a little bit indecisive on where he wants to go. Looks like he's going to try to stay high. And he does. He stays high with Castroneves. Now looking to squeeze to the outside of Ryan Newman as we come to the white flag one more time around from Daytona. Elio Castroneves clears and now pushes Chris Mack to the inside. Now Castroneves looks low. They're 3 wide for the race lead. 3 wide for the lead. Chris Mack in the middle, trying to hang on. Can he get that run off the top? Side by side down the back straightaway. He's going to move down, trying to side draft. No, he's going to hop in line just behind that 12 car. Castroneves moves up to break the draft. Here comes Kyle Busch down low. Chris Mack goes down to block it. Now gets another run. Trying to stay in the draft of Castroneves. To the inside goes Chris Mack. They're going to be side by side coming to the trioval for the final time. Through the trioval, checker flag waving, and at the stripe, I think it was Chris Mack. No, the ticker is showing Elio Castroneves as your winner. And we're going to have to back things up just to double check, because that was extremely close at the line. But unofficially, Elio Castroneves wins at Daytona. What a finish. Photo finish side by side, right at the line here. Let's bring it forward. Let's see who got it. Oh my goodness. Let's try it again here. Oh, man. Wow, I think that is Castroneves. Yes. That is Castroneves. And that is barely a I mean, you can barely see any bit of a margin there. From this angle, if you twist your head to the left like I am right now, just a little bit, you know, crack your neck a little bit. Yeah, that's Elio. That is all Elio at the stripe by a nose. By a, not even a nose, by just, you can slide a piece of paper in there. That is the difference. That is how close it was. Wow. Man. I cannot believe what we just saw. First race at the on the oval at the repaved Daytona for the Superstar League of Racing. First race on the oval at Daytona, period. Second race in the history of the Superstar League of Racing. And one of the greatest finishes we have ever seen, and probably will ever see, as Chris Mack, I believe, thinks he's the winner, now being informed by his crew that he did not win it. Just came just short of winning it. But man, what a race. What a race and what a finish. That's going to do it. I hope y'all enjoyed Daytona. Let's take a look at your point standings now. Here we go. Richmond Raceway. Elio Castroneves is your points leader. Finished third at the road course at Daytona, and now wins here at Daytona. Kyle Busch right behind him, only 5 points back. He won at Daytona, and yeah, did he finish third? I think he just finished third. That ain't that something. So yeah, mirrored results for those two. No, I think he finished fourth. That's where the 5 point difference came from. Scott Dixon looking pretty good so far in the points. It's only 5 races, as we mentioned, at Daytona. Not, not too big, not too much, but 5 races, and yeah. Then there's Rusty Wallace looking good, looking to collect another trophy, another championship. All these guys are still in contention to win it, except for Allmendinger and Junior, both sharing that ride. And now it's going to be a short track ace, I believe, in the race for Richmond. So we'll see how it goes. But everybody running full time this year has a shot to win the championship. That's going to do it, though. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe. Hope to see y'all next time, and until then, peace.